fellow VR enthusiasts and aviation wannabes. Today, we're strapping on our VR headsets and taking a nosedive into VTOL VR, the game that lets you experience the joys of vertical flight without the nightmarish fear of accidentally becoming a lawn dog. Buckle up, because this review is about to get turbulent. Now, I know the question that has gone through your head, but Red, why are you reviewing a game that came out several years ago? Well, the answer is that since the game has come out in 2017, the game has undergone some major changes and added some significant DLC along the way. More on that later. See, throughout gaming history, there has been no shortage of combat flight simulators. Most notably, Falcon 4.0, which was the gold standard for many years. But then came along DCS World, which completely redefined the genre and continued the saga of home combat aviators. Eventually, it evolved and became the definitive force in combat aviation simulators and has been gradually adding VR into its ethos since 2014. Today, there really isn't anything out there that can touch it. Until now. Developed in 2017 by Boundless Dynamics, unlike DCS World, VTOL VR was built from the ground up for virtual reality aerial combat. This is where it differentiates itself from DCS. DCS does an excellent job of simulating the real world and aircraft functions. However, as many gamers can attest, not everything in real life translates to a computer screen very well, especially in VR. Simple things such as turning a knob or reading a gauge in DCS would be immersion breaking and a struggle due to the real life sizes of the instruments. It simply did not translate well for a smooth VR experience by its very nature. By contrast, VTOL VR has large screens and buttons that are easily accessible and very legible. No squinting here. Even though the cockpit is not based on any particular aircraft in real life, the developer has managed to get the feel of a fighter jet just right. They managed to get rid of all of the superfluous stuff like environmental systems, hydraulic systems, and other things that you just won't use in a simulator, and utilize that valuable real estate to make instruments bigger, more efficient, and well, just downright gorgeous. When you first strap this pocket rocket to your backside, you will be in awe of a very modern looking cockpit that you intuitively know is getting ready to create some havoc. But you also quickly realize that, well, you haven't got the first clue as to how to even get the engine started. This is where the tutorials kick in, and even for experienced combat simmers, I highly recommend completing these tutorials, as these aircraft are slightly different from real life and can be a cause of consternation if not well understood. Let's take a pause here. This is the part where I have to caution newbies that this isn't your arcade fighter game. If that's what you were expecting, well then, I'm sorry to disappoint you. This is not Ace Combat or some other arcade shooter that is simple to pick up, point your reticle in the general direction of a plane, and shoot it down for that matter. If you're looking for that quick ego boost to make you feel like you should legally change your name to Maverick, then well, just back away now and save yourself from the soul-crushing disappointment. Now, the best method I have found to learn the different systems is to just concentrate on one weapon system at a time. Master that one, and then move on to the next. Eventually, you will learn them all. For example, I started with what I thought were the easiest, which were the AIM 120 and Sidewinder air-to-air missiles. Then I progressed on to the optical fire and forget missiles before moving on to the GPS munitions and others. But here's where things get a bit dicey. It's great that you can blow stuff up, but this is not just a game of you just shooting stuff. The stuff has a tendency, well, shoot back at you. And you have to know how to deal with it. In over 90% of combat flight simulators that I have ever played, if you wanted to dodge an incoming missile or five, then the standard answer was just to launch some chaffs and or flares, and the missile would just obediently chase my trusty decoys and, well, go away. Not here. Here, they may or may not see them, and it depends on how you use them. In addition, there are a variety of techniques to dodge the missiles, but it's like each missile is a part of Skynet and knows how to track you no matter how many decoys you throw out. So it usually boils down to you juking the missile off your tail by using high G maneuvers. Once you have become proficient at these techniques, you can finally take your trusty steed into missions and get to wreaking some havoc. There are a set of missions that the developer has designed for each aircraft. These are good, but they are limited, and you will get tired of playing the same ones over and over. This is where the community comes in. The game allows you to design your own missions and upload them for the world to play, and this is exactly what a very enthusiastic community has done. There are a variety of missions to download for free to play with or against your friends. You will have hours of fun playing these missions. Many are well thought out and very satisfying to complete. Let's talk airplanes for a moment. Initially, back in 2017, the game had just one aircraft. It was the made-up AV-42C, which is a multi-role fighter jet. By comparison to other aircraft in the game, it's big, lumbering, and slow. However, unlike any other aircraft, it can carry troops. Since then, they have added several aircraft, including the two-seat AH-94 attack helicopter. Yes, you can fly with your best pilot bud in the same aircraft. They offer some other aircraft that you can purchase, like the T-55 Tyro trainer jet, which resembles a two-seater F-16. This jet is unique in that one person sits up front, and you can have a more experienced buddy sit in the back seat with you to help you with the targeting systems and flying the jet. The backseater can take full control of the aircraft or just work some of the systems while you flail away up front trying not to become the next casualty of war. Now, piloting these vertical beasts is no walk in the park. It's like trying to fly a drunken flamingo with a jetpack. You'll tilt, you'll spin, you'll swear like a sailor on a sugar rush. But then, something magical happens. You master the controls, the city becomes your playground, and, well, you're dodging missiles like Neo in a particularly windy Matrix. This game is incredibly satisfying to play, but did I mention they are not done with the updates? The next DLC to launch will be the new EF-24G mischief aircraft, which will be a two-seat, twin-engine, variable sweep fighter aircraft with specialized sensors and advanced electronic countermeasure pods, allowing it to find, target, and wreak havoc with enemy transmissions. This is essentially going to be the blending of the quintessential F-14 Tomcat with the EA-18G Growler. This one is going to be a beautiful beast to be reckoned with. So, there you have it, folks. My review of VTOL VR, a game that's as unpredictable as a flock of drunken penguins, but as fun as a barrel roll over a rainbow. If you've enjoyed this nonsensical ramble, then please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so hard it breaks. And remember, if you see me plummeting from the virtual sky in a flaming heat, just wave and offer a virtual thumbs up. So, what are you waiting for? Strap in, fire up the engines, and prepare for takeoff. Just don't blame me if you end up face planting a skyscraper. Happy flying, everyone, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.